mashed potatoes to go with supper. And I know it's a basic recipe, but once again, I'm making these videos and putting them out on YouTube mainly for my son for when he moves out, and he has no clue how to make from scratch mashed potatoes. So what we're gonna need is potatoes of your choosing. Oh, look, I have one red fingernail. I'm choosing paint or fingernail paint for my sister's wedding on Saturday, so excuse that. You'll need potatoes, milk, butter, salt, pepper, a pot to cook it in, potato peeler or a paring knife, a knife to chop the potatoes up with, and a cutting board. So let's see how we do this. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and peel the potatoes. I personally prefer Yukon Gold or golden potatoes. Doesn't really matter though. Potatoes of your choosing, and then get them peeled up. Like I said, you can use a paring knife. I'm just not that talented. My mother and grandmother could peel a potato with a paring knife and just leave all the potato there and just take barely the skin. It was a talent, I swear it was. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting these peeled, and when I have it done, I will bring you back. Okay, they are all peeled, and so we're gonna go ahead and chop them up. And unlike potato salad, you don't have to make these fairly big. Just gonna go ahead and put them in the pot we're gonna cook them in. You can make these small to medium, because it's gonna be mashed up. So I don't fuss too much about uniformity in sizes when it's gonna be mashed up. Now with potato salad, I'm more careful about how I chop them up and what size. I realize this is like I said, a basic thing that people should know, but my son truly had no clue how I made mashed potatoes. And it is something of a method. I mean, there's a couple of things that I don't know that other people do the way I do, so I need to show him how I do it. And the quantity of the potatoes doesn't really matter. It's really the method of the cooking. And the steps in it. You know what? I forgot. Forgot to tell you, you're gonna need a potato masher. That's exactly what I forgot. Yep, you will need a potato masher, and I am of the potato masher school. I am not of the using your mixer. So we have the potatoes in here now. Here's one of the methods that my mama taught me. You add cold water to this. Some people put it on the stove, get the water boiling, and then add the potatoes. She told me to do it like this because everything cooks kind of like at an even temperature. And it makes a more consistent cooked potato. So that's what I'm gonna go right here and do is add my cold water. And you want just enough to cover it by, I don't know, 1 to 2 inches. And we're gonna put that on the stove. Get the milk out of the way. And I'm gonna go ahead and add salt right now. You don't have to do this. I think it just helps with the potato. So there's my salt. I'm gonna turn it on to medium high, bring it to a boil, and let them cook until they are fork tender. And when my potatoes are at that point, I will bring you back. Okay, my potatoes have been cooking for about 10-12 minutes. And by fork tender, I mean put a fork in and twist it. And if it breaks open fairly easy, they're done. So what we're gonna do now is drain the potatoes off. And I will bring you back when I'm ready to measure out the milk. Okay, for the amount of potatoes I have, I'm gonna start with a cup of milk. Now, if I had more potatoes, I would probably use more milk. I always wind up having more milk left over than I do anything, and that's fine. I just don't want to be short on warm milk because then I feel like I have to hurry up and heat some more up. This is another one of the processes. Heat the milk up to kind of match the temperature of the potatoes because my mom said that it would kind of make the potatoes gummy. She said gummy. It just would make them, you know, kind of seize up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the microwave for probably about a minute. Do not walk away from this because it will boil over before you know it. When I get it out of the microwave, I'll bring you back. Okay, now my milk is hot, and what I generally do is try and mash up the potatoes a little bit before I add any milk or butter. And like I said, you can use a mixer, a hand mixer. I'm not from that school. I'm from the school of mashing it with a potato masher. Okay, that's getting started. So I'm going to go ahead and for sure add butter. Again, butter is up to you. You can add 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, or no butter at all. I'm going to probably start with 2 tablespoons and see how that goes. And I'm going to just add the milk a little at a time. Continue to mash and stir. And, you know, mash these up to your liking. If you like them fairly smooth, keep going. If you like them fairly chunky, don't mash them as much. I think that's still too thick for me, so I'm going to add some more milk. There's also going to be a point where you're going to have to taste these for salt and pepper. Now remember, you salted when you put them in the pan to boil, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to need salt, but we are going to need pepper. I think I'm pretty good on mashing, so I'm going to put that over here. And I'm going to taste for butter, salt, and pepper. Okay, salt is dead on. Pepper is needed. And I'm going to add just a smidgen more butter. I'm going to mix it up with this spoon. I think that's done. When I get these on the plate, I'll bring you back. Okay, here it is, homemade mashed potatoes. Tonight we're having it with pot roast and peas and mushrooms. I hope you try it and hope you like it.